As you guys have probably heard from other people or your friends, CubeCraft's update to Eggwars is very controversial. Some people think it's good because of some items that they added, like ladders and wood and axes, and some people think it's bad for reasonable reasons. Today I'll be covering all the changes that they did and all of the new items that they added, and what I think about them and how they might change the existing Egg Wars meta. To start off, let's talk about emerald generators. Now, emerald generators are a different type of generator in Egg Wars. You have to stand near it or on it to get the emerald, and you're gonna have to wait a certain amount of time before you can get one emerald. It's a concept that I actually like, because previously in middle you could just run around and get resources and leave again. Now you're gonna have to actually stay on the generator to get those resources. The resources can't just stack up by themselves, which I like. They do upgrade themselves, which is interesting. It's actually a very good way to time a speedrun by just looking at the top of your screen and seeing the emerald generator timer before the upgrade, and that's a really good way to time it. The addition of emeralds also added some items that you can buy with emeralds, including a fireball, weakness potions, which are actually very interesting because I think this is the first Egg Wars, Bed Wars, Treasure Wars game mode where it has weakness potions, and I like that because especially in teams that's going to be very useful, especially when it's a splash potion. There are also some other items which I won't go into too much detail because that's not really what people think is controversial. The reason that people think that emerald generators are controversial because of the addition, because Hypixel obviously has emerald generators. That's why people think that it's a controversial addition to CubeCraft. CubeCraft has always been known for being creative and original and simple, and some people think that emerald generators compromise the simplicity of CubeCraft. And while that might be true because of all the new additional items, it's not really that true. It's still very simple. You just get an emerald and you can buy something from it. There's nothing too complicated about that. The shop is still simple, even though a lot of the items make it difficult to navigate. It's not something huge you can get mad about. I haven't seen too many people actually use emerald generators. I've played one ranked Egg Wars game, and I haven't really seen it get used that much, probably because we were right next to each other and we didn't really get a chance to do so. But it hasn't really unfolded that much as a meta. I think you should play it more to see it get used more, but I haven't really seen anybody use speed potions or stuff like that, so I think it's going to still be interesting to see if this is going to be the meta or if it's not going to be the meta and just gonna stay there and not do anything. They also added a lot of new blocks, some of which are wood and ladders, if you can call a ladder a block. And I like that because ladders, if you didn't know, I love ladders. You might have noticed from some videos that I like to use ladders a lot in Bed Wars, and I think the addition to CubeCraft is amazing because ladders are so useful and so crazy good, especially for like building or just ladder clutching or just building up somebody that's just sky basing. It's going to be really useful. I think 8 iron is a bit too much because you can still get about 32 blocks with that, and you only get 16 ladders for the same price. That's not true. You can get 10 blocks with that, but it's 8 iron. You just have to wait for 2 more iron to get 20 blocks, and it's already gonna be more than ladders, but it's still a very good addition, and you can obviously buy it when you're in a difficult situation or you have to clutch a game. They're very useful for ladder clutching. You take fall damage and they don't, so I like the addition of that, and it makes Egg Wars a bit more fun and a bit more. It has a bit more variety now. They also added wood, as I mentioned before. Now people have been begging for wood to be added to their game mode a lot. Just having block variety as an egg defense has been missing in Egg Wars a lot. That's one of the things that people don't like about CubeCraft's simplicity, is the missing variety of egg defense blocks. You just had clay, hay block, and you just had obsidian. And people usually always had either clay and obsidian. Recently, people have been using hay a bit more, but it's really not that much better. I've also seen people use chests as a defense. We used it in ranked Egg Wars a bit, but we found out that you can actually hit between the chests because their hitboxes are slightly smaller than a block's hitbox, which kind of sucked. But now we finally have wood, and wood costs very little. I think, what is it, 4 iron for 1 wood, which is a very good price in my opinion. Maybe I didn't read that correctly, but wood is a very good price for what it gives you, because now somebody's gonna have to decide, am I gonna buy a pickaxe or an axe or both, and that's gonna make a game slightly longer because you're gonna have to make those decisions. I also like the addition because now, like for example for ranked Eggwars, finally like eggs won't be broken instantly. Usually when somebody rushed a base, the egg was 100% gone. It was just a question whether or not you could kill the rusher after you broke the egg, or if you would get eliminated. And now you can actually think about defending your egg, and now there's actually a chance that you cannot lose your egg finally. That's why we added obsidian rule to ranked egg wars, so the games would take longer and eggs wouldn't get destroyed in the first rush. That's obviously, we might change the rule because now there's wood and there's a chance that you can defend the first rush. But I like the addition of wood a lot, and I know a lot of people have been begging for the addition, and a lot of people will enjoy using wood in Egg Wars. They also lowered some prices for some items, notably steak in normal mode is cost 3 iron now, and they also made the price for gapples higher in overpowered mode. Instead of 1 gold for 1 gapple, it's now 3. Now some people don't like that change because they like to stack up on gapples, and I think it's okay because PvP, especially in overpowered mode, was based on who had the most gapples and who could out gapple the other player. Now you're gonna have to actually PvP a lot better to beat him, because if you just have 1 gapple, the other guy only has 1 gapple too. It's gonna be a bit more skill based rather than just who has the most gapples, which is not really skill based. Another change that they made is they added auto bridges to the Eggwars shop, which a lot of you people might know that from the Hive, which had a auto bridge as well. A lot of people don't like this new addition because they think it lowers the skill gap or the skill ceiling, because more players can now rush way faster, or just random people can rush way faster. I don't think that's true because they do cost a lot. At least from what I saw from one of the auto bridges, which cost 12 gold, I think. I think they do cost a lot. I haven't tried them out yet, if how they work, if they're glitchy or anything. But you can't say that that's gonna lower the skill ceiling or the skill gap, because lowering the skill ceiling would be something like only allowing 1 hit per second on a player. Which would mean that like it's just gonna be constantly a trade. Like you can't outstrafe somebody if you can only hit him once a second. You can't combo somebody, and like all your trading, all your skill is gonna go to waste. This is just making the game a bit fair for mobile players. Like you can't call you can't say that if a PC player fights against a mobile player that's skill based. That's just because the PC player has a better device than the mobile player. He's obviously gonna win, unless obviously the mobile player is just smarter than him. But PC players usually always win in a 1v1 situation. So I think the addition of guard bridges, or like these auto bridges, is a good addition, especially just for some really bad players, just to have a bit more fun with auto bridges. I think it's also gonna be a really good way to block trap, especially with the wall builders. You can like probably like block trap somebody easily because he's not gonna expect a huge wall to come out of nowhere. It might also be really buggy and glitchy, but I think it's a very good addition. And I think under the hotfix, which they did like a couple of hours after they released the Eggwars update, they removed some. I haven't tried them out yet. Which ones they removed? Like it does kind of suck that they removed some. They also made some bridges a bit longer, I think. And I think they removed one of the staircase auto bridges. So something I want to go back to really quick is that TNT is actually way more useful than it was before, because now TNT, even though it costs 2 gold, it's actually worth it now. Instead of saving up to buy a gapple, which costs 3, you can now use the gold to buy a TNT. Usually gapples were way more worth it, but now TNT is more worth it because wood exists. Back in the day, you just had clay, and every pickaxe in OP mode broke it fast enough. You did not even need TNT. TNT was a waste of gold. You should have bought a gapple. But now with wood, you have to waste a lot of iron on a good axe, and now TNT is actually worth it. So I like that they made a change where our other items are way more worth it now. And I think it balances the game mode out a lot. And I think TNT is now going to be used a lot more. I would love to see TNT get used a lot more because it's a really good item. For 2 gold, I think it's 100% worth it now to break a big wood defense. and I think a lot of people are gonna start using it now, especially when somebody has a wood defense. It might even get used in ranked egg wars. I don't know. People might still save up the gold for buying obsidian, which that's why I think obsidian should get priced up just a bit, so that TNT is still more worth it for an early rush. But yeah, guys, that was it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and tell me what you think in the comments below about the new Eggwars game mode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.